is for fentanyl. There's Panda.
Hi.
All right, and she's back. She is
I didn't know
back.
if we should wear these no name badges.
Heroin and fentanyl. This is the lethal dose of fentanyl. Do you see that? That little amount right here?
I bet it's less than that.
Well, technically, from the DEA website, that's exactly what it is.
What about the sprinkles on the side, though?
Maybe those count. I'm not sure.
All right.
It's got a little
or maybe it's just a dirty bottle.
tape measurer here.
Oh, okay. I'm on board now.
Episode 64 of Tan Pandas Podcast. It is No Shave November. I shaved it all off, and I'm starting to grow it back.
Yeah, we did it for... Did you do it for your... anyone in particular? Maybe anyone?
No, I just messed up shaving.
Oh, thank you for your honesty. This week I got probably from... No, I won't say that. That's leading. I got my credit card stolen. Yep. I got my credit card stolen. I had topics, but you took my supplies at the desk and said I didn't need them.
Fentanyl. What is it? Have you asked yourself that? Fentanyl is a potent synthetic opioid drug approved by the Food and Drug Administration for use as an anesthetic, pain relief, and anesthesic. It is approximately 100 times more potent than morphine and 50 times more potent than heroin as anesthesic.
Is that on a fat finger?
That's on a pencil.
Okay.
That's a lethal dose right there on the pencil.
I don't have good eyes.
Have you had anybody try to buy Apache off the street, China Girl, Chinatown,
Am I China Girl?
Dance Fever, Friend, Goodfellas, Great Bear, He-Man, Jackpot, King Ivory, Murder 8, and Tango and Cash?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't sell them. I gave them away to my friends. I mean, I did. My friends, I gave them away to them. Until I realized, like, how I felt without it. And I was like, oh, shit, I'm not doing this next month.
Oh, sugar me biscuits.
So then I didn't really want to share. That's when, it's gotcha. The chain is on your leg. It's gotcha. You don't give me no room.
Well, I needed to use the... What is its origin? Fentanyl was first developed in 1959 and introduced in the 1960s as an intravenous anesthetic. It is legally manufactured and distributed in the United States. Illicit fentanyl pharmaceutical products are diverted via theft, fraudulent prescriptions, and illicit distribution by patients, physicians, nurses, physician assistants, nurse practitioners, and pharmacists.
Even the doctors, like, there's a show now on Netflix, me and Oprah were talking about, that talks about this. Like, it's literally my life. I got hurt. You go to a doctor starts with a prescription, and how it starts to go down. The doctor, and this is like a real story. I can't think of the name of the show on Netflix. Remember I was trying to tell you to watch it with me?
Painkiller.
That might have been one of them, but there's a couple of shows that are just like this, but that one I think is more like a movie. This is more like, all right, if you're searching it, it's got the Orange is the New Black. It's got that character in it.
All right, is it any good?
Yeah.
From 2011 through 2021, both fatal overdoses associated with abuse of clandestiny produced fentanyl and fentanyl analogs and law enforcement encounters increased markedly. According to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, overdose deaths involving synthetic opioids increased. Methadone were involved in roughly 2,600 drug overdose deaths each year in 2011 and 2012 from 2013 through 2021.
It says excluding methadone. Excluding, that's important.
Excluding.
I thought you said including, because that's important.
I might have said that.
But that's such a big deal.
Number of drug overdose deaths involving synthetic opioids, excluding methadone, increasing dramatically each year to more than 68,000 in 2021. The total number of overdose deaths for the category was greater than 258,000 for 2013 through 2021. These overdose deaths were involving synthetic opioids is primarily driven by illicitly manufactured fentanyl, including fentanyl analogs consistent with overdose death data. The trafficking, distribution, and abuse of illicitly produced fentanyl and fentanyl analogs positively correlates with the associated dramatic increase in overdose fatalities. So this is coming from Mexico.
He just did a line before.
They are bringing this stuff in.
Yo, look at the party bowl. Oh my god. It's a party bowl right there. Look, that 30 is probably a fake Addy, right?
I don't know what they are.
A fake Adderall. Was that probably that 30?
Alright. And it has been identified in fake pills mimicking pharmaceutical drugs such as oxycodone. Fentanyl patches are abused. Fentanyl patches are abused by removing its gel contents and then injecting or ingesting these contents. Patches have also been frozen, cut into pieces, and placed under the tongue or in cheek cavity. According to the National Forensic Laboratory Information System, people are making cookies with the gel and ingesting them. It didn't say that. I just made that up. National estimates based on all reports. Estimates report on fentanyl, both pharmaceutical and clandestinely produced, increased from 4,697 in 2014 to over 117,045 in 2020, as reported by the federal, state, and local forensic laboratories.
What's clandestinely mean?
I don't know what it means.
We should probably find that. Alright, so I think people get, they're probably, if they're still awake, they get it. You know, fentanyl is terrible. You cannot measure it. And I don't care
I have so many more articles.
Oh, God, really?
I've never heard of somebody eating the gel out of the
You
patches.
are lying. You haven't heard of that. You're...
Never.
Alright, Dave.
Never in my life.
Panda's Adventure is out.
Have I seen that? What a coinky dink.
Right?
Drugs that can cause similar effects include other opioids such as morphine, hydrocodone,
that's all a lie. None of that is near the fentanyl. Similar effects? No.
Hydromorphone.
No.
Methadone.
Whoa, what hydromorphone?
And heroin.
I don't know. I didn't do heroin, but that was literally like, I'm telling you, not to like get all preachy, but if God hadn't had me right in the, like how I drove and somebody was there, thank God, I would have been behind the wheel before I got to Valerie's, and then it would have been done. But there's just nothing you like. Oh. I try to look back and remember that night, the last night that I had overdosed on fentanyl, and it's like I mean, I can see me, but it was like I was looking at somebody else, and I had no control over what I was doing. And then finally, thank God, you know, my body went out. My friend said I went in and sat on the bench, you know, where you do your makeup, and I said a sentence, and then I just fell over. And because it's so sad that I did that a lot, she like kind of let me sit there while she finished her makeup, and then she drove down the street to get my mom, but she wasn't very smart either. No, I don't know why she didn't call 911. But I'm looking back, and every other drug I did, which was a lot besides heroin, I never felt that out of control with. Like, I remember I was the one that when somebody would call them suicide patches, at the time they would call them that, I would think to myself, like, how sad for them, like, how desperate is this person? And then here I am after the doctor prescribes them. I'm like, well, you know, why not? It's just crazy because people will be like, no, that can't be me, or that won't be me. and it's so much bigger than that. It's not. It has nothing to do with your weakness or your strength at that point.
How is fentanyl addiction treated? Like other opioid addictions, medication with behavioral therapies has been shown to affect in treating people with fentanyl addiction. Medications for opioid use disorders include fentanyl use disorders are safe, effective, and save lives. These medicines interact with the same opioid receptors in the brain on which fentanyl acts, but they do not produce the same effects. Methadone, buprenorphine, naproxen,
Okay.
naproxen, right here. We're right here.
What do I start reading now?
No, I didn't ask you to read.
Oh, we do this in NA class. If somebody look like it, then it's my turn to read.
Methadone is an opioid receptor full agonist, attaches to and activates opioid receptors to ease withdrawal symptoms and cravings.
Buprenorphine, an opioid receptor partial agent agonist, attaches to and partially activates opioid receptors to ease withdrawal symptoms and cravings. Well, naltrexone, and it's an opioid receptor antagonist, and it prevents fentanyl from attacking. Move your mouse to attaching to opioid receptors, thus blocking its effect. This is the last line. Learn more about medications for opioid overdose withdrawal. You can hit us up. We'll tell you all about it. This is what I'm thinking when... No. See, this isn't what I look at. We're supposed to be looking at things and showing it off to the world. Can they see this, what we're reading? Okay, well, that's better.
They can see all of this. I'm not just reading it to their face.
I thought we were doing that. I'm like, this is so not going to...
No, they can see all the words and all everything.
Okay. Well,
have some charts for y'all later.
He has put a lot of time into this.
And a little snippet of a documentary.
Oh, gosh. I mean, y'all assholes have got to entertain him. We need 1,000... subscribers. 1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers.
Yep, that's what we need. And then we can go live. I'm not sure the difference of what we're doing now and going live. Oh, because we can see people talk if they wanted to.
We could go live and then they could respond back.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works. Have you ever wondered, what are the mechanics? How is fentanyl made?
No, it's man-made.
It put together?
Right.
What are the mechanics? What is in fentanyl? Have you ever wondered this? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Okay. Yeah, oh, sorry. Ask me again.
I'm glad you asked. It's fine. I got it right here. Mechanisms of action. Fentanyl is similar to other opioid drugs. Fentanyl molecules target a subclass of opioid receptor systems in the body, many of which are located in the brain within specialized neuromedical structures.
What you should have did was the aftermaths of fentanyl. Like people that take fentanyl, like myself, and that overdose and die on it, like myself. Like, what's the aftermath effects on them?
Like pictures of them? Particularly involving the control of emotions, pain, and speaking to the point of its infamous addictive properties. Reward biochemically, it is a mu-selective opioid agonist. However, it has had the capability to activate other opioid system receptors, such as the delta and potentially the kappa receptors. Consequently, the activation of these receptors, particularly the mu receptors, produces analgesia.
Where's that?
Anesthesia. Also, the neurotransmitter dopamine is increased in the reward areas of the brain.
I love dopamine.
Elicits the stereotypical exhilaration and relaxation effects, and it typically associated with addiction to the drug. Fentanyl is hepatically metabolized via the CYP450 enzyme system, specifically CYP3A4. The drug has a half-life of 3 to 7 hours. I bet you didn't know that. Excretion is 75% in the urine and 9% in feces.
And if you don't poop, then you still got it, right? So that's why people don't try to use the bathroom on it. Yes?
They just want to keep it in them?
They want to keep it in them.
Well, opioids make it hard to go to the bathroom?
I'm confused by your question, but yes, that is very true. It's hard to poop. It's called opioid constipation. Constipation. I might be saying that backwards, but opioid. I'll let you know next time. But yes.
Alright, this is one of the graphs we got. So this gray line, synthetic opioids other than methadone, primarily fentanyl. So you can see here from almost 2013, but 2014 to 2021, it skyrocketed the fentanyl usage because they were mixing it with the other drugs. You can see that, Panda. 2014 to 2021, the gray. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my gosh. Well, the world's ending, so I'm telling you, give me a hot shot. Once we hear that final sound of the trumpet, Taylor, you better hot shot me.
This was the wrong graph. Let me get the other one for y'all. Here we go. So almost pinkish is the female, and then the yellow is male. Throughout 1999 to 2021, especially from 2015 to 2021, the males has gone up a lot more. Actually, the females decreased some in 2019, but then went up in 2021 after COVID.
No. Oh. Well, see, like right here, this started to go down a little bit, and then it went back up.
So y'all are this one. Y'all are like the pinkish. See, it went down a little bit 2019, went up 2020, and then skyrocketed in 2021. Because the C word, we can't say it. I shouldn't have said it the first time.
COVID.
The sick. You should don't. Now I got to cut it out. The sickness.
Okay.
It was in 2020.
I think you're allowed to say it though, son.
It gets flagged.
Oh, why?
I don't know. It's just one of the things. But
I mean, that was the most interesting thing I've heard. That's so true because of the sickness. People had to stay in more, and they could not go out and get as high as they wanted to. I'm sure. Everybody probably
they weren't going to work.
Oh, that too. I didn't think about that.
Domestic violence went up.
Yeah, because you're home with your wife all day. Man. Oh.
So in 2021, 2020, let's start with that. 91,799 passed away. Overdoses.
And that's in America?
Yep.
Can you imagine even not in America what's going on?
And then 2021, 106,699. But it doesn't say here if this was just opioids due to fentanyl. This might have been all together. It's still bad though.
Yeah, definitely bad. And I'm sure. What's your question again? Due to fentanyl?
But you can see the spike here from 2015, 2021, in just the fentanyl overdoses. Brown chicken, wow, wow.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
You're in front of the cow.
Where?
Oh, cow's behind.
Dang. There is it good?
Can y'all see the cow?
No, he's not talking about me.
No, duck your head down. There's a cow.
Right here. Ow!
Right there.
Dang. You done messed me up, kid.
Now, we're not going to watch the whole thing, guys.
Oh, God. This isn't over yet.
The Crisis Next Door, the Fentanyl Epidemic by WRAL Docs. We're just going to watch a little bit of it.
We could have just did this one. Just did this.
And just react to it?
I mean, yeah, we could have just did that. But I understand if you're very passionate about reading. And I'm cool with that. You went through a lot of mom's whole savings account so she could put you in Sylvan's.
Fentanyl is absolutely devastating.
Maybe not your neighborhood.
Families, communities,
maybe not what your neighborhood looks like. But best believe.
The devil. I mean, it has no boundaries. No. It doesn't care what color you are.
I was getting ready to say that. He just took the words from my mouth.
Rich or poor, it doesn't matter. It's once it comes for you, it's got you.
And it calls your name.
And it's the devil.
And there's no going back.
I like her.
Deadly's fentanyl, you guys.
That's what's the deadly stuff. The mere end of an ink pen is enough to kill you.
We're talking about just a chemical drug that is 50 times more potent than heroin. And what the drug traffickers are doing is putting it in all kinds of products. They're putting it with cocaine. They're putting it with marijuana.
It's sad.
He was a dynamic, brilliant, talented, amusing person. He wasn't just the kid who...
Pharmaceutical forms, when it's produced by pharmaceutical companies and approved by the FDA, it's used for acute and chronic pain. Unfortunately, when we're talking about fentanyl from a overdose perspective, we're mostly talking about illicit fentanyl. And this is fentanyl that is produced by drug cartels and used
Mexico.
for money-making purposes, not for healthcare.
But you know, even the
As little as
prescriptions
2 milligrams
that I got isn't
can lead to
gonna
death.
less kill me than the prescriptions that they have.
Why would it be in these drugs? Like, why would a drug dealer who's trying to make money put it in drugs if it could kill their customer?
So unfortunately, that is all about business,
That's easy.
right? So they want fentanyl is cheap to produce, and if you can put in a tiny amount of something and produce a big high, then you
Why couldn't you
make
just
a lot
use
more money.
like
So obviously, if
Similac
the
or
dealer
something?
has the strongest stuff
It's
on
not
the
gonna get
streets,
them high.
that's what these drug users are going to look for.
We are in the deadliest moment of the deadliest drug epidemic in American history.
I started that too. Like, you know, with the
My name
15
is
and
Jeff
pregnant.
Nash.
My
and then
name's
with the
Lori Nash.
fentanyl
And we're
thing.
talking about our daughter, Amanda
when you
Nash.
started
Like, I was the
You've
first
watched
one.
this?
Amanda was a
No, like,
fun
I was the
kid. She
first
always
one to
wanted to
do
make
all
the other
that.
kids laugh.
Oh, you were
I think she
like,
had a great
Yeah,
childhood.
like, I was
She
OG
was very involved in her
Oh.
church. She played Little League, went to Girl Scouts, piano lessons, kind of the all-American kid stuff. She left for college, went to Appalachian State University.
Yeah.
And we started seeing some changes. You know, we thought maybe she was getting involved in just more of the party lifestyle, the college lifestyle.
I thought it was just alcohol. I thought it was an alcohol issue
Oh,
or
she's
something like that.
beautiful. She dead.
So she was going to take a semester off, and a semester turned
Oh,
into a year.
man.
She was working, and she was working full-time and making money. And living
It's
in an
harder to
apartment.
see people that are so
She could
beautiful.
walk into a room and convince you that everything's fine, and you look at her, and why wouldn't it be? I mean, she's holding a job, she's showing up for work, she's involved, she's singing in a band down there in Boone.
There's a knock at the door.
Where?
I went to the door and there were 2 Apex police officers there. He asked me if I knew Amanda Nash. And I said I did. And that was my daughter. And I said, was she in an accident? And he said, she's no longer with us. And I said, excuse me? He said, she has passed away. He just said it like it was very matter of fact. It was a fentanyl overdose. And I said, oh, what? And I can remember I was standing out on the deck and I went, there's no way. And how could she have even tried something like that? Because it made
It's in
absolutely no
everything.
sense to me.
At the end of the day, there's lots of responsibility for this. I mean, there is a drug dealer who has some responsibility. There is an Amanda herself who is a grown adult who made up her own mind and made her decisions. Excuse me. And then as a dad, it's my job to take care of her. And I failed.
You'd be hard pressed to find a family in the United States that hasn't been at some level impacted when you're talking about the numbers that we're talking about. A little over 75% of drug overdoses in North Carolina.
Like, why don't
involve
they just
fentanyl in
stop the
some way.
fentanyl?
Unfortunately,
Like, why can't they stop it?
because it's coming from Mexico.
I mean, okay, so stop making it altogether. People, I mean, I know Mexicans are dying. I know Mexicans are. It's got to be something bigger.
What you said earlier, it's cheaper.
I know, but I mean, now this is like to the point where not all money is good money. If everyone's dying, like, where's the end game?
They're still making money.
That's people's souls.
That's where it
and
comes down to build the wall or not.
build the wall, honey. This is past the wall. Like, they've already jumped through it. And
Well,
didn't someone say that, like, now you can come here for you can just do it?
I mean, you can come to certain cities, yeah. I mean, you can pretty much just come here, yeah. The former president, I'm not going to say his name because we'll get flagged, but the former president tried to stop that and building the wall and have more security at the border. But the president we have now is kind of just letting everybody come.
Moxie Daisy.
And most of them are good people, but there is the few that get through that do bad
With
stuff
fentanyl?
like this.
I don't know.
2021, we lost the most North Carolinians we've ever lost to drug overdoses, and that was 4,041 individuals.
Oh, shit.
And that's just in North Carolina.
My name is Will Stevenson.
In 1 year.
My name is Diane Stevenson, and we're here to talk about our 2 sons. We had 5 boys. William was the oldest, and Parker was our middle son. I just absolutely loved every moment of being able to be called their mother.
William was
Oh,
full
that
of
may not be
personality.
awesome,
He
but-
just left the room, and he was always fun to be around. We dealt with his
You know, it feels
situation
like
with
it's the
drugs for
fun
11
ones. It's the
years.
ones that,
In high
like,
school,
you know,
I
how,
think
like
he
Adam
started,
was. It's the
dabbling in
funny
pills,
ones that.
and then eventually it became heroin.
We knew that if he didn't change his lifestyle, that he was going to end up in jail for the rest of his life, or ultimately he would die. Parker was larger than life. He had an amazing personality. He had a great smile. He was very athletic. And if he were here today, he would say that he was a mama's boy. Parker also struggled with addiction, but his was a little different than his brother's. He had gotten married. His wife was 5 months pregnant, and he had decided that he was ready for rehab. It was a 90-day program. He really felt like he was equipped with what he needed to conquer the world when he came out.
When we got the call, most of us were in the kitchen. Diane had stepped out of the room, and she came back into the room, and she hit the floor screaming, my baby's dead. And our first thought was William. I mean, I think everybody in the room thought it was William.
That was the black sheep.
And it was Parker. We were all shocked.
Pause it for a second. I'm gonna get tissue. That was the black sheep.
That was William wasn't
the
the one
baby.
that passed that time.
Hang on.
The black sheep. Everybody was saying, "Hey, we think it's William. He's
Yeah.
the black sheep."
Yeah. Okay. So, she's lost more than one of her sons.
I think two
Oh
of
my
them.
god.
I think it's 2 of them.
Oh my god.
We're gonna wrap it up in a second. Bear with us, fellas. No Shave November this month for prostate cancer. It's also, I'll get into the word of the day while Panda is gone. All right, Acts 20:24. My life is worth nothing unless it is use for doing the work assigned for me by Lord Jesus. So do the work of Jesus. And if you're not doing that, your life don't mean nothing.
All right. Go ahead.
Fentanyl and heroin overdose.
Heroin.
And that's what killed him.
It was mostly fentanyl.
But mostly fentanyl.
We all had hope that, wow, now William's finally going to wake up. Losing a brother, it has to have him wake up from this terrible disease.
Nah.
Unfortunately,
the opposite.
And he says, I'm much smarter than Parker was. I never do heroin or meth. I never do drugs alone.
Alone.
Which he did do drugs alone. Because he was alone when he passed also.
I see families that are very intact, and then a kid gets on fentanyl and cocaine and heroin, and it ruins them. And it ruins the family. We got to
Yeah.
remember, when we come up, there was marijuana. People were not addicted and dying over it. Then cocaine come out, and people were addicted to it, but they probably won't die over it. Then crack come out, it's a whole lot more addictive, but it won't kill them instantly. Now you have heroin that is laced with fentanyl and opioids. It's killing people instantly.
That's a good place to leave off. So
Well,
clearly,
yeah.
it's not good.
And, you know, and it's sad because they're gone, but the people that are left with it.
So both of her sons died. One had heroin laced with fentanyl. The other one said he was too smart for that. He doesn't do drugs alone. But he did do drugs alone because he died alone.
And he had what in him?
She didn't say. But she said that he didn't do heroin or meth, so I guess you can kind of narrow it down.
Yeah, but see, by that stage, when your brother dies, he probably was doing whatever. And if he was doing it alone, which was something different, and he usually didn't do, then who knows what else he switched up, you know? Because I know a friend's brother that died, and when he had first got out of jail, he was against all of it. Didn't want to be around it, not at his house. And then a year later, after he was in the same environment of it, I guess it desensitized it. He tried it once when he was drinking, and that's how he was found by his mom.
So fentanyl is not good.
Just say no. Just say no to all drugs.
Just say no.
Yeah. Just say no. I mean, there's other things to do, like yoga is a really good high. I really enjoy yoga.
Yep.
So, do yoga or have some sex. All of that.
No, don't have sexual intercourse before marriage.
I didn't say before marriage. Half of our listeners are married. I checked into that before I said it.
Check into it. Talk to our pastor tomorrow about it.
Okay.
How about that?
I will.
This has been episode 64 of Tan Panda. Liberty Life 35 on TikTok and Instagram. You can shout her out or look her up. We need some subscribers. We need some likes. We need to make this big. We want to quit our day jobs eventually. So
I'm just so sad about that mom.
Yep. We didn't even watch the whole thing.
Well, Tame Panda, and we're not out doing drugs. We're trying to get some information to give to y'all good people. We love you. Peace.
God bless. See y'all next week.